driving and we leave the station out of roll call. And there used to be a place called Pistol Pete's Pizzeria. So it's a hot summer day. It must have been July or August. And I see this cholo gangster with jacket on like it's Chicago. And he's carrying a briefcase. And I start to make a U-turn and he runs right into the 5 freeway. There's a set of bushes at the exit. And he walks out with no jacket and no briefcase. And here comes the manager running. Hey, he just robbed me from Pistol Pete's. The guy had a gun in the jacket. The briefcase had $30,000 in it. That's an obs arrest.
You're not going to make an obs arrest with your windows up on your cell phone. You're not even trying.
This is at the old 77 station where they had roll call upstairs. And what I hear is shots fired. Pop, 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 pop. I'm looking over at the senior officers and it's like, that's every day. Not a big deal.
Welcome to the Proper Scoundrel Show.
Leonard, you're back.
I'm back. Thanks. Thanks again for the invite. This is like the book Chicken for the Soul for law enforcement officers, right? From the perspective of retirees.
Why am I getting that, man? Is it therapy? Do you think?
I think so.
Well, you watched. I mean, be honest. Why do you think it's resonating the way it is? What is it?
Because we hold in a lot.
Yeah.
And we're expected to hold in a lot. We're institutionalized, right? To do that job. And we carry that for years and years. And there's no other avenue to do this, to talk about it.
Yeah. I went to the roundup, and that's the sheriff's department retiree like gathering at Laughlin. And man, I got people just, hey bro. It was really cool. I was so humbled by it. People that I looked up to.
Even new generations of young officers are looking to this and like,
yeah, this
is interesting, right?
I read a letter this morning.
Yeah. Hey, I may be experiencing this, or that happened to me, right?
Yeah. It's a trip. I thought it would be more hard to get this thing going, but it seems to be word of mouth, I think. Because I don't pay for anything. I don't do anything, just this. I just put these out, and I think they're talking to each other. A lot of patrol deputies, a lot of patrol policemen, different departments, different cities. I had back east, like, I like when you talk about tradition. I said, well, the guys here are old, so everything is a tradition to us because it's old, traditional, or somebody said this morning, old school is the only school. Something like that. I probably messed it up.
And you mentioned this in some of your other podcasts about you yearn for that. Was you're a young officer, young deputy, you desire for that, right? You raised your hand for that. You wanted to do that and accomplish that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I think you mentioned it at the seat at the table, right?
Yeah. Having a seat at the table.
Being a probationer as a brand new officer and sitting up front row and getting mocked and hazed and whatnot, that's a tradition.
Stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. I was like, oh.
Right? You got to sit in the car for code 7 or lunch break, right?
Yep.
While the seniors go inside and enjoy a cup of coffee.
They're all sitting there eating breakfast burritos, and you're in the car pretending you're riding while eating a granola bar from your sock, dude. I mean, those are the stories. They're stories. I mean, I remember having Vibrant in my sock, so I could crack off and not fall asleep in meetings, because you know what happens when you fall asleep in a meeting. Good stuff, though, brother. I'm glad you recognize that. It's cool. It's not me. It's
I mean, I started at 77. That was one of the toughest divisions to be a brand new police officer back in 1990.
What was briefing? What was it? Where could you sit? Where could you stand? What was the traditions that, like the boundaries when you first got in that room?
Before I answer your question, my very first day, this is at the old 77 station where they had roll call upstairs and the building was already condemned. They had these big open bay windows up on the roll call. And I obviously get there early, and what I hear is shots fired, pop, 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 right? I'm looking over at the senior officers, and it's like, that's every day, not a big deal, right? Now I'm in uniform, right? Yeah. I heard that as a kid growing up in East LA all the time, but
I'm supposed to go somewhere.
Now I'm a cop. Like, now I'm a target. I'm a target now.
Yeah, yeah.
But to answer your question about tradition, what was it like? It was intimidating.
Yeah. Did you sit at the front?
You had to sit at the front.
Okay.
Yeah, you had to get roll call training or be part of it. You had to get the car ready. You had to get the shotgun ready. You had to gas up the car, right?
Normal stuff. They call it sanitizing the car. You had to clean it out from the shift before because they leave stuff sometimes, and you don't want to get stuff in your back seat.
You got a briefing from your FTO because sometimes you're working with somebody different, not the same person, right? Mm-hmm. That person may want things done different than the other FTO, so you just had to adapt to it.
Yeah,
you had to adapt to it. I think I mentioned this the last time. I had a hard time with the radio.
Yeah, I remember.
My partner would say, "Did you hear that? Why don't you broadcast? Hear what? The 211 should just go, what 211?" I went and bought a scanner from Radio Shack and immersed in that on my off-duty time, and that corrected that real quickly.
That is you taking the initiative to fix a shortcoming, and we all have it. We all have it. I was missing calls. Everyone. Nobody gets in that car and says, I can understand that lady talking 5 million miles an hour, saying codes I have to try to remember because they're not ingrained yet. And you have to make a decision off of that call. You have to actually answer her. You have to answer what she's telling you, and you can't understand what the hell she's saying. And then keying your own number. We call it keying, the sheriff's department is called your ear, keying your ear. I remember I missed calls, so I would walk around my radio like, dude, so loud. And all the other TOs and all the other trainees are like, dude, why is your radio so loud? I said, sir, I've been missing calls, sir. I've been missing calls. Oh, okay, dummy. Listen to the calls. And then one day, I started hearing my own number. All of a sudden, it's like, that's my call. That's my call. Because you have to weed out what's not important. Because she's talking all the time.
Right.
And she's talking to 4 stations sometimes, not even you. So you got to know your numbers. At first, you're trying to listen to everything. That's how you screw it up. You're trying to listen to everything. And none of
That's probably why the first day on the job, I had an immense headache, right?
You're trying not to miss anything, right? Is that important?
Drinking from a fire hose.
Is that important? Oh, perfect analogy. What's important? She's spouting, he's spouting, they talk so fast. And you're going, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. Is that for me? Is that my sister car? Is that a sister station? And your TO's looking, and then when he does that, you hear the radio and you go, and your TO looks at you and go, shit, that was for me. And you missed it. Oh my God, it's so bad.
I'm gonna fall on the sword here with this one. The first night, there was a following attempt murder suspect. So you described the whole scene with all the units there, proning people out. We're probably about the 4th unit there at my FTO. Or Yanez, great guy. And we take a position up. And this is my first day. It's just so surreal. And I'm watching these seasoned officers, just like a planned video in the academy. They're doing everything textbook. And then my partner looks over at me and goes, hey, dummy, this is a murder suspect. You might want to take your gun out. I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, I was like a kid in a candy store just watching all this,
There was a person killed himself. And then the trainee was told to go talk to the dad. And the dad was hysterical. And I'm standing there. I'm not the guy handling, but I'm there. And he says, calm down, dude. And I'm like, oh, dude, you kidding me?
Wow.
His training officer goes sit in the car and pushed him. That's the way his TO handled this. I'm sorry, sir. Let's start over. Like, whoa. We mess up, but
yeah.
There's some, I'd laugh at the stories I screwed up on. I'd tell my kids, I screwed that up so bad, and I was just scared my TO was going to find out. Yeah, everybody starts somewhere. Nobody has it all down.
Yeah, during that same time I was on probation, we had a gentleman who came from CHP, and he failed probation, and he didn't make it. So you imagine what I'm thinking about. This guy is ready with one law enforcement, he was successful, came to us and not successful. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to cut the mustard here. Yeah. I got to work extra hard.
Yep. And if you don't make it, you guys are fired. We're sent back to the jail or wherever you were before, and you get one more time. You get two tries, and then you're fired. I'm pretty sure they don't care anymore. But back then, that's the way it was. You had double tap, you're done. So you really don't want to mess up that first try because you know now, I don't want to have just one left. So you try everything. The trainees try to help each other too. I mean,
big time.
You try to help each other out.
Give me an exemplar.
Yeah.
How do you do this? How do you do that?
How'd you do that? And I made the comment about how my TO made me do a paper log. And they hadn't done paper log in 15 years. And he says, you're going to do the paper log today. It's a nightmare doing your minutes because you have to allot your minutes. I don't know if you guys count minutes. We count.
Yeah, we do. We tell you all the time.
And at the end of the night, all those minutes have to match your calls. How much time you spent on every call, how much time you spent between calls. It's math. If you missed 197, 198, your math is all off. You have to go find the mistake. So he said, do paper logs. And I was like, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world. So you're writing everything down, all your times, instead of putting it in the computer. And at the end of the night, you have to put it in the computer because that was just training. Now I got to take that and transfer it into the computer. And I hated it. And then one day the computers went out. And all the guys, I was done. I was going home. Because I had done a paper log.
You had the experience with
the paper log. So everybody on my shift, 7 guys couldn't clear their logs because they were trying to do a paper log. They'd never done it before. And now transferring it to the computer at the end of the day so they could go home for the night because you can't leave until your computer's clear. So they're, Adam, I'm training. I said, dude, come on. I want to go home. I was there 4 hours after shift.
Wow.
But you help each other, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You have to. Survival of the fittest.
How come you don't know this? It's fun times, though. Sitting at the table, that is important stuff. Getting certain jobs, getting certain units, getting into OSS, getting into certain DB. Those aren't little steps, man. They're huge, monumental moments for everybody. If you want to be that, if you want to get to that job, no job is easy to get to. That's what I'm trying to say. The testing process in LAPD and LA Sheriffs, I'm sure are the same. It's hard to get to. Only the best go. And of course, they have their favorites.
Nepotism.
But I'm not that one of those. I was nobody's favorite. I didn't talk to anybody, so it was harder. But I appreciated it more. I think you appreciate the trial to get there. I think you appreciate it more when you get there.
Yeah. Earlier you mentioned about asking the difference between LAPD and sheriff. What we call them L car, you call them king cars. And
Mel car? What'd you call it?
L
car.
What's like Lincoln?
Do you know what's a Lincoln car?
Lone person?
I guess. I don't even know a king. Why king?
But only supervisors do that, or as Moses described earlier, a report car.
Mm-hmm.
So on probation, towards the end of your probation period, if you were kind of squared away, you were going to be put on the report car.
Mm.
If the watch commander didn't feel an individual was squared away, then they weren't going to put him on the report car and kept him with an FTO.
The thing, I worked so many stations. I worked so many units. I got to work with so many different stations from you guys because I was working different sheriff's areas. So I was working with Ramp. I worked around Ramp Park. I worked around 77th. I worked around all your different Newton. I worked all over the place. Even Harbor District because I was in Carson. It was really, everybody was, but you guys have different stuff too. Do things differently. Ramp Park guys, I made this comment one time where they couldn't hook until they called the field sergeant out. I didn't understand that. And then, but I went to 77th, and they're just putting people in the car and driving away. Okay, that's cool. But I asked the guy, because, I drove down the street. It was over, I don't remember the streets, but I was over there, and he had too many bodies, I guess, because he didn't give me the 4. So I got out of the car. Usually you get the 4, and you just keep on driving.
Right.
Are you okay? You got the 4? I'm going to drive away. No 4. So I pulled over and got out. So I'm standing on the curb, and he had 4 deep on the curb. And we were waiting for a long time. Finally, I told the guy, what are we waiting for? It's 2 of you guys. I said, what are we waiting for? He goes, field sergeant has to come and prove the arrest. I said, what? He goes, you guys don't have to do that? I said, approve my arrest. He's arrestable. You got the circs? Yeah. Take him. We take him. We just put him in the car and take him. I don't have to get approval until I take it to the jail.
I've never heard of that.
He said, no, we can't arrest him until we get a field sergeant out here. Maybe it was something to do with them, I guess. I don't know.
Never heard of that.
But then I had some other deputies here, and I asked them that same question. They said, yeah, they saw it too. So it must be a station thing, not a department thing.
I mean, I've worked all over the city. I never worked Rampart, but I've never heard her saying that.
Maybe the guy was, maybe he had some kind of...
We need to get a Rampart officer in here and ask him.
I had Beto. He said, no, we arrested everybody. So maybe it was a time or day, maybe just that.
The only time we needed a field supervisor was if we had a use of force.
Mm-hmm, always.
Or a field release of a stolen car that we recovered.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's normal. I was just shocked by that one because I'd never seen it before. I think maybe he was on double secret probation, I think he had got in trouble. I don't know, maybe. Who knows? But I wanted to get Ronnie in here because he was telling me stories about LAPD and LA Sheriffs. And Firestone days, those guys, they're talking about taking each other's tires off their cars. And I think LAPD had a mascot, 77th had a mascot of a poodle. They tell the story about a white poodle.
A poodle?
A white poodle.
Never heard of it.
This is 82, 83.
Oh, okay.
So they had a white poodle at 77th, and the sheriffs decided they didn't want it to be white anymore, so they painted it a different color. It was like red or pink or something like that.
Yeah, they used to have a logo of the skull with the crossbones, 77 eat, they're dead. And then as time went on, we're, into the late 90s, and it wasn't accepted anymore. The department didn't recognize it, and so they had
Same here.
They had to hide it and whatnot.
They made them paint over all their mascots. Every station had a mascot.
Yeah.
So it's just like a college. Every college has a mascot. It's nothing bad about it. Everybody has certain stations have mascots that are representative of the areas they're at.
The what?
Where you grew up?
Oh, in East LA.
Yeah.
6 and Kern.
6 and Kern.
2 blocks north of Whittier at Kern.
You're right in the heart of that, man.
And in my book, I talk about that.
So you went to Garfield?
No, I didn't.
Roosevelt?
My mom moved us out of the area when she realized my brother and I were coming of age and immersed in gang activity.
Yeah.
So
That's
she was
good.
our savior.
Good.
We moved to Alhambra.
Great move.
But as a young kid, I saw so much, and I didn't recognize it then, but developing the situational awareness of growing up in East LA, right? Getting assaulted by the gangsters, intimidated, my money taken, seeing the deputies pull over the gangsters, sitting them on the street, foot chases, the air unit up above, the old air unit with the bubble.
I remember that.
The old air unit, right?
Yeah.
A huge something with a bubble.
The big glass bubble, yeah.
Always
Always up, though.
Hearing shots fired on the weekend,
Yeah.
you know. The Cholos cruising Whittier on Sundays. So I was immersed in that. And so I was immersed in the lifestyle of these deputies and how they controlled the neighborhood and how they regulated the neighborhood for us to make it safe, right? And that was my idol, was to become a deputy.
Yeah. Was it different then, though? You're saying more respect from the gangsters with the cop towards the cops?
Huge, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
They didn't run unless they had nothing else to lose.
They got tuned up, and they didn't want to be a part of that ever again.
Yeah. Somebody said in the old days, if you ran, you had to pay for that. You had to pay for it. I remember I lived on a dead end street, so they used to pay their due on that street because it was dead end.
Yeah, I had family that lived in Montevilla projects. We'd go visit them, and we see the deputies come in with 2 cars and 4 on foot, chasing the gangsters. One of them assaulted the deputy, and I was like, I don't want to be on that side of the law. I want to be on the other side of the law. Mm-hmm. And then Moses talked about the Salazar Park incident. Mm-hmm. So when they branched off from Whittier, when they split up the group, on the skirmish lines, part of the group came north and then made a right on 6th Street. And it was a big crowd, but they threw a brick to my window and it landed on my bed when I was asleep, right? So my mom called, and I had 911 back then, so she called the operator. Deputies responded. It's like Moses described earlier, these 2 big Vikings with the helmets, interviewing us, what happened, taking a report, whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
monsters, huh?
Big guys.
Big guys. I think that was their thing. They had a requirement or something.
I read somewhere or heard somewhere recently, outside of that Salazar Park incident, that if deputies responded to a call wearing those helmets, or if they had those helmets staged at the back window, that those were SCB guys working crime suppression in an area. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah. SCB would ride around with a helmet in the back window. Okay. That was like a traditional thing. And then as you respond to everything, we all had ours there. But they traditionally, if they were in the field, that's what they did.
Yeah, and everything was sharp. Their shoes were polished.
Core frames. They were just... SCB's still that way. They still look perfect because they're in great shape.
And as a kid, I saw that a couple times, but I didn't realize that those were SCB. But I didn't know.
SWAT team guys are real easy to spot. They're polished, 100%.
Yeah.
And they're badasses. Their training is badass.
Yeah.
And they should be. They should be an example. I hate the fact that the sheriff's department's got so far away from the uniform.
Yeah, we used to have weekly inspection, and then it kind of died down. When I was a supervisor, I would conduct inspections, not every week, like once a month, make sure they didn't have holes in their uniforms or stitched uniforms, whatnot. So
it bothers me. It bothers me to see the news and the guys are walking around with 3 different color shirts, and they all have throwovers, the throwover tack vest, and they're all different manufacturers and different patches. I just wish they would get something together to look
consistent.
Yes, and it could be tactical, but there's consistent tactical that looks great.
Yeah,
they're all buying their own stuff.
I agree. Yeah, when you step out of the car and you look sharp, a suspect's gonna be like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing.
And it looks like a soup sandwich. Then you're just like, man, I'm running. This guy ain't catching me. And I knew it was an inspection. They don't do any inspection. Once you get out of academy, you never do inspection.
Those were like weekly or monthly inspections at the division, and then every 2 years you have a whole divisional inspection where the whole division, sharp A's, where nobody's answering calls that day. They'll bring in another division to handle calls, and they do this huge inspection, deputy chiefs and the chiefs.
That's why they all look good.
Yeah.
So you guys, continuity.
They do that about once every 2 years at every division.
So you still have, do you guys have the wool pants or is it cotton right now?
They're wool.
The wool, that's horrible in the summer.
Yeah, and then after I promoted supervisor, I used to go to Sinatra's and get the heavy blend mix because I saw somebody wearing those once. So like, wow, that really stands out. That looks really sharp. But you suffer on summer days wearing those, right?
You suffer every day wearing wool pants and polyester shirt and a vest, which doesn't breathe. I don't care how light, you got the extreme vest, the really nice ones. They're still,
Yeah.
I remember blowing out my uniform with that ring around the bottom, just sweating in the middle of the sun.
Yeah.
You were young back then, man. I'd fall out. I'd fall out nowadays. I love that about you guys. I wish the sheriff's department had some kind of continuity. And I know that's weather too, because Palmdale they're hot. They got to get something lighter. They should be wearing some cotton, not polyester. They should be wearing something other than wool. But for some reason, they won't change it.
Yeah.
They won't change it. And I know it's a minor thing, but it's also a pride thing. I think you get, like you said, you're taken more serious when you look like you're there to work, not there to go to sleep. Or I don't know about inspections. I'd probably lose every subscriber I've ever had if I said we should have inspections. My guys would be pissed. No way. I think they'd all call in sick that day. But you do it. So if you're used to it, I'm sure it's fine. It's fine, right?
Yeah.
2-man car, though. Do you ever get to pick your partner, or is it just a random roll call?
As a probationer, a P1?
No, when you get off training.
It depends on the watch commander.
Yeah? Does he know who works with each other?
Yeah. Depends, their mood. It depends on their leadership.
So he sets up who goes in whose car.
Yeah.
Okay.
But back in the old day, they had the old magnet board, right? Your name was on a magnet. And you go to the watch commander. Hey, can I work with Adam today? Get out of here. Go work with your... Yeah, sure. Let me make the changes, right? So it depends who was the watch commander that day.
You wanted to deal with it or not.
Yeah.
You couldn't just switch on your own. You had to wait.
No, you had to get approval from the watch commander.
Sometimes it was like, oh, shit.
Or the four of us go, hey, we want to switch partners. The four of us cannot work with him. Okay, go ahead. Switch it out.
No way.
Go tell records to change the name on the lineup. So,
but he has to be the right watch commander.
Yeah. That'd be the right watch commander.
So you wouldn't even ask if certain people...
This is patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't even ask if it was a certain watch commander?
You had to ask him.
I mean, you wouldn't ask, like, he ain't never going to approve it. I'm not going to even ask.
Doesn't hurt to ask. I've been denied a couple of times. I remember at Foothill, we had this one watch commander who was always grumpy. He's like, I'm going to ask him anyways. No. You
guys have a partner, at least someone to talk to. Patrol, King cars, it gets boring as hell. And I know we do it because they want more cars. He wants more cars instead of, 2 in a car.
Yeah, I mean, I was a field sergeant for 11 years, so I would drive around by myself in the field,
It gets boring.
Yeah, I had a little radio.
Yeah, everybody does.
A little radio, listen to a little music. And so we talk about being a brand new probationer and missing the calls on dispatch. Well, now fast forward with years of experience, I got the music going up here and I got the radio going, right? And a cup of coffee driving Code 3.
When you're older and you learn what you're doing, I used to have my car on LTAC and my body worn on dispatch. That's the way we were trained. So we could talk to each other. LTAC is I can talk to the cars in my area and I can hear them without having to go through dispatch. It's just something that you do. Then the radio. Then you had your music playing.
Right?
Yeah. Now everybody's freaking got their TVs now in their cars. I think it's dangerous having those cell phones in the car. You're not paying attention.
Especially when I would roll up to, you guys call it containment, a perimeter, and I see young guys on their phone like, wait a minute, put your phones away, man. You're going to miss the suspect.
I would have trouble with it. I have trouble with it now because I see people driving through my neighborhood, windows up, on their phone, and you're supposed to be patrolling my neighborhood. I could hold a machete right now, and you would have just drove right by me.
Yeah, the window down issue. We always have our windows down. Mm-hmm. Always.
Thank you.
Always.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Was it taught to you, or was it like?
There's no policy on it, but the FTOs told you leave your window down.
Perfect.
You're cold, go get your jacket. Leave the window down.
Turn the heater on full blast. It doesn't matter. You're not going to roll your windows up. I love that.
Hey, you hear stuff, or you can
hear. You can hear.
Evaluate what's going on. Like, is that a robbery? Yeah, it's a robbery going on.
You could hear things. Your ears are fantastic sensors. And I'm not going to mention the names or times, but we've had some incidents. Windows were up. I'm not going to say that was what made it happen, but maybe you could have heard something coming. I don't know. I'm not trying to manipulate a quarterback.
Right.
But tactically, if I'm sitting in my car writing a report, what do you try to do? You try to get to an area where no one's around. You try to get to the back of a parking lot. You back in. There's ways you do it. You back your car in. I got to write these damn reports. You're not going to go to the station. You have to stay in the field. So you find a spot in some parking structure in the back by yourself, windows down, and start writing. So your head's down, right? You're doing this kind of thing. You're trying to be safe. If I roll my windows up and I'm on my phone, bro,
You're not going to hear anything.
you're not going to hear somebody walk up and just do something terrible. What usually happens, though, is they startle you because they want a question answered. Hey, even when I ask cops and I see them, I'll ask from far, hey, can I talk to you? Before I walk up on a car. That's just because I remember people coming up on the car and you're like, oh, shit. They scare the shit out of you because sometimes you get startled. I just think that if you're not running around with your windows down, you're not protecting yourself, you're not really doing your job. I think it's a waste of a car.
Gives you a head start.
It's a waste of a car to me. To me, that's my opinion. And
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
In my era, when being a new officer and throughout my career, windows are down.
Yeah.
All the time.
I love that. It's good to hear. I'm getting that. I get it all the time now since I've been talking so much shit about it. I get so many comments and DMs. Windows down, that's the way it's done, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, someone needs to talk to my local PD because they all have their windows up. all of them. And I'm hoping it gets to them because I would love to shame them into doing it. And the argument is, you can counter-argument. Well, someone can throw something in my car or someone can, grab me or I don't know.
They'll miss that, hey, or scream.
Hey, officer, whatever. You hear it all the time. Hey, can I talk to you? And usually it's something like, hey, the neighbor's sprinklers on my lawn. But sometimes you get some good shit.
Yeah.
You guys have OBSs, right?
That's the bread and butter.
OBS arrests. How about RC? Do you guys do reasonable cause?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, OBS arrests they're like a trophy.
That's
right?
That's the golden grail right there, brother. We want it so bad. Oh, I talked to Mike about it. Mike Borman about it. I said, first thing you did when you walked in with a gun and someone you were going to book it, someone said, you say, oh, you got a gun? Yeah. Did you get it on the call or did you get it on OBS? and he said, a call, I would have threw it back. It's nothing fancy. OBS is why you do it.
I was a P2 police officer, probably with about 4 or 5 years on. It was sometime after the riots. I'm working Foothill Division, and my partner was Serafin Rodriguez. He likes to go by Surf. And I don't like to drive, but that day, for whatever reason, I drove. I would always wanted to be a passenger. I wanted to jump out first. But I'm driving, and we leave the station out of roll call, Foothill, and off Osborne, heading towards the 5 freeway. And right before, there's a little shopping center there. And there used to be a place called Pistol Pete's Pizzeria.
Okay.
It was like the Mexican version of a Chuck E. Cheese. Okay. And a lot of the coppers worked there off duty, security. So it's a hot summer day. It must have been July or August. And I'm driving and I see this cholo gangster with a jacket on like it's Chicago. Did I tell you the story?
No.
Like a winter coat. And he's carrying a briefcase, like a business briefcase. And I pass him up and look at him in the mirror. I go, and I tell Surf, hey, watch this guy. And I start to make a U-turn, and he runs right into the 5 freeway. There's a set of bushes after the exit, right next to this pizza place. So by the time I complete the U-turn, we can't see him. So we deploy on foot, and then we find out that he's in the bushes. And obviously we got our guns drawn, like we know what this guy's up to. And he walks out with no jacket and no briefcase. Hey, what's up, guys? Right, so we prone him out, get him on the floor, cuff him. And here comes the manager running. Hey, that motherfucker just robbed me. He just robbed me from Pistol Pete's.
Yeah.
The guy had a gun in the jacket, a 380. The briefcase had $30,000 in it. He was going to go make the bank deposit.
Oh, shit.
The manager goes, you guys can work as much off duty as you want ever.
Free pizza.
The best part of this arrest, this OBS arrest, you're talking about OBS, he had just got out of the joint 3 weeks prior to.
Those are the
That's an obs arrest.
those
right there.
are obs arrests. You're not going to make an obs arrest with your windows up on your cell phone. You're not even trying. Not even trying. You're not jamming anyone. You don't have to arrest everyone. You can arrest the bad people. But you got to know how to hunt, man. They're not even hunting, bro. I don't see anybody.
I mean,
hitting
environmentally,
anybody.
who's wearing a jacket in July, right? That red flag went up like, whoa, wait a minute, wait.
Again, you know, you
Shaved
looked
head.
at it. You saw it. You
Right.
felt it. You experienced it. You knew something. You see cars, you go, oh, that's a Victor. You know, you'll see 12 cars, and that one's a Victor because you have the experience for it. These are things that I don't know what they're doing. They're driving around doing nothing. They might as well be at the station, man. You're driving around, you're just windows up on your phone. I can see you, and I just want so bad to throw a rock at them. Like, dude, it's so embarrassing to me because you're telling me just by that you don't want to work.
Well, that was the desire to come on the job for, was to be a hunter.
Yeah. How do you do it? Now, a hunter doesn't drive around a capsule with his radio and on his phone. You know, he's got Spotify on. He's listening to his music. He's just going out there trying to be cool or cute. I call it being cute. I think it's embarrassing. I don't even know how you can look at yourself in the mirror. You have an opportunity to do some really cool stuff. Making obs arrests is fun. It's fun taking bad guys to jail, finding stuff on people. RC arrests, he talked about reasonable costs arrests. Those are great. I think you did the crime. I'm going to arrest you for it. I found this stereo. I think you stole it. I'm going to arrest you for it. You have to know how to articulate these things. You know how to write them. These are tools. They're not even trying. And I got to say, maybe you can't blame them. Maybe they just weren't taught.
Yeah.
No one's teaching it anymore. They're teaching them just wait for a call. Like I say, you're being a fireman, just waiting for the call. That's sad to me, man. You're just missing out on. I just feel bad for them too because you're missing out on so much fun. Hunting is badass.
Yeah, even on slow days, I'd pick up an 11-550 arrest.
All day.
Do a rollback.
All day. Or, dope. You can always go to dope if you're bored. You can always go get some tweaker with 11377. You can do all these little things when you're bored.
Yeah.
There's things to do. Rolling through the hotels. I talk about going through the hotels. I talk about going to the gas stations. Let's say, the excuse. I work in a really nice neighborhood. There's no crime. The smart move would be go to places where the transient people are, people that drive through, people that don't stay, motels, gas stations, any place where people go visit from the bad neighborhoods. You're looking for the car that looks like a good stop at the motel. I've made great hooks at gas stations in really nice neighborhoods, like 5-star neighborhoods, the gas station, because they're bordered by 2 bad neighborhoods. Someone has to put gas in. Well, that's a good stop. As soon as they pull out, you jam them. Guns.
Yeah.
That's the fun stuff. I'm trying to teach you guys. You should know this shit. You should have been taught already. And
I agree.
Driving around with windows up, it's embarrassment.
Ops arrest and being aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Aggressive doesn't mean you're punishing people, but
No.
aggressive means you're out there making the community safe, paying attention, looking for those red flags and pulling people over that deserve to be pulled over, not Joe Citizen going to work.
No, that exactly. You have to know how to weed them out. Sometimes you can't make hooks. You're in a nice neighborhood, but you can do other things.
Yeah.
I don't make excuses, man. I get, man, if I was out there, I would do this. Man, I say, man, dude, you're in a car. You have a gun. You have a badge, and you're wasting it. You're wasting it on your cell phone. I see him. He comes around again. There he is. Same car, same guy, same windows up, looking at his phone the whole time. And I'm thinking, what are you doing, dude? You're not, okay, yes, you're in my neighborhood. You might be a deterrent for someone who, there's a cop in the neighborhood. But you can still do shit. He ain't going to hear you.
Yeah.
It's a sad day, but I'm going to give props to
That's a mindset too, as
There's
well.
some good guys that are still doing it. We saw it the other day, and I started cheering. I go, yeah, there he is. There he is. There's one guy in my neighborhood did it. I said, that guy must have been a lateral.
Mindset.
We got a grumpy old man stuff. But I love that you guys did in LAPD. There's a lot of competition with us. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
A lot of bar fights.
Yeah, Firestone was still online when I was at 77 back in 90. When did Firestone close?
It closed in 92 or 93.
Okay.
Because I was my number one, and then they closed it. Then I switched to Pico, and then they closed Pico. So I was getting progressively moving my stations. And then I got desperate time. I just want to get the hell out of here. Guys liked court services, and they like jail sometimes because they go to school or they make a lot of overtime.
Right.
So they want to stay longer. Some extend. That wasn't me, man. I was climbing the walls, man. Climbing the walls. You have a little bit of jail. You had what's the name of the building you had over there? Your old headquarters.
Parker Center.
Parker
the
Center
Glass
had a
House.
jail. Yeah, a jail.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever work that?
No.
You didn't want to. It was all civilian?
Mostly civilians, yeah. Sergeant be working a sworn side over there, supervising them. But yeah, I had no interest in being inside.
You were lieutenant, man. And as lieutenant, was it hard getting to these guys? How was it hard teaching them how to do the right things as a lieutenant? I mean, you're in charge of people. You have to weed out the people that want to learn and weed out the people that, help the people that, help along the people that need help and guide them along, I guess. Is it hard for you to know better and you're dealing with people that just don't get it, man?
It was a challenge.
Yeah.
You're dealing with different generations, dealing with different mindsets. You're dealing with different agendas. You mentioned overtime. There's some guys just all they want is overtime. They don't care how they're going to get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crossing the line or whatnot, but just different generational issues.
I always say in here, overtime's cool as long as it doesn't take away from your job. That was my pet peeve. Yeah. I got in so many arguments. I lost friends over it. Like, you're gonna make overtime. You're gonna go make some money, but you're not here for the job. I need you here with the job because you're my partner. Yeah. You're my team. But if you're not here making money somewhere else, that's on you. That maybe your hours shouldn't be you're matching up, and then you're also you're disrespecting your partners by thinking they're gonna carry your load because you're gone. That bothered the hell out of me.
That was a challenge being a supervisor, or a sergeant, or lieutenant, dealing with personnel issues.
Yeah,
I think that created more stress in my life than being a cop dealing with suspects.
Yeah, and you said you told me earlier you're still distilling. You're dealing with that shit still.
Yeah, with the lawsuit. Yeah,
that's bull, man. Carrying that load after you're supposed to be in your golden years, man.
Right.
You're supposed to be living in a beer in your hand, and then it's going back to frickin' court. And then you told me you went to jury duty. I'm like.
Yeah, I was surprised. I opened the summons. It's Compton Court. Like, I got to go to Compton Court. Haven't been there in years.
Only for putting people in jail.
Yeah.
I try it anyways. Well, no one goes to jail in Compton Court. Everybody's innocent. I always say that. No one goes to jail in Compton Court. It's a fact. You do your book, you got to come back.
Yeah, I definitely will do. Yeah. Still with East LA College, teaching twice a week.
So could I take your course?
You can take an online course or an in-person class.
No, in person. I'm going to heckle you, bro. I'm going to be in the front row. I'm going to be in the front row going, nah, that's not right. No, I'm kidding. Seriously.
Yeah.
You're still teaching, huh?
Yeah, and we acquired a FAT simulator.
Nice.
Firearm training simulator.
Yeah.
And I've invited some of the smaller agencies to surround. Nobody's taking me up on that offer.
Really?
Free.
Is it a cool system?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Training is training, man. Get it when you can.
Right? I would. I'd be there every chance I get.
If I was in the area, I'd stop in. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So you teaching the new breed?
The new breed that wants to or consider going it, and a lot of them are not going for law enforcement per se, but they want to be in the criminal justice, like forensics or dispatch,
the field, somewhere in the field.
And I give them just as much attention as I give the guys that want to go in law enforcement.
So they're receptive because they want that career path.
Yeah.
You getting a lot, or is it not so many people?
I would say so. If I had a class of say 50, usually it's 40. I say a third of them are honing their skills to go into law enforcement. The other third are doing something else within criminal justice, and then you got the last third that are there just to take an elective.
Yeah, trying to fill their schedule. So, that's good though. That's good numbers.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I get a lot of good feedback because I try to incorporate my experience, whatever the lesson plan we're talking about or the subject, and give them a scenario that I experience and break it down. And I think that's what they really appreciate.
What do you think the new generation is, though? Is it the new kids? I had this conversation yesterday. New kids, to me, grew up with video games. The new generation of males is Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, Battlefield, all those battle games. These guys know how to play those games in and out. So that's their image of what, I guess, military or tactics are, even the image of somebody who carries a gun. How do you get to the younger breed that this is a career they could want? I mean, I don't think it's the family member anymore. I think you have to recruit kids who think different than us when we were their age. we didn't have that. We had nothing in the 90s. It was nothing compared to this. We didn't have video games. We didn't have cell phones. We had beepers still. And how do you get those guys to go, I want to take a class and I want to be a cop? When I see on TV, everybody's getting in trouble. Or, oh, wait, on a TV, everybody's bad. All cops are bad because that's the projection that they're projecting. How do you get them? How do you get through that?
Yeah,
I think
through
a
these,
teacher.
being a student in my class or one of the instructors' class that have law enforcement experience, we put the hook in them for those students that are kind of thinking about it.
Yeah.
Once they hear our lectures and talk to us, and it's always at the break or at the end of the class, hey, can I ask you something?
Always at the breaks, huh?
Yeah.
They don't want to ask questions inside
For
the
the
class.
right?
Just like cops.
And I go, well, what's your 5-year goal? I ask everybody, what's your 5-year goal and what's your 10-year goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go, if you're considering this job, I think you can do this, right? But you got to do your homework.
Yeah.
One being go on a ride along.
Yeah.
If you don't go on a ride along, you'll never know if this job's for you,
Yep. Absolutely.
right? And I used to sit on entry-level oral boards for candidates that wanted to come on LAPD. And one of the questions I would always ask is, have you gone on a ride along?
Mm.
Right?
That's good.
Because that is a true,
That'll tell you.
right there, right?
That'll tell you, is this for me or no?
Because you're going to quit your job or
And
you give up your medical insurance to come to the academy, get on and feel and say, oh, this is not for me.
Yeah. They're salvageable sometimes. The guys who go, oh, this is for me, then you can figure it out and
Yeah.
get them through.
One of the first ride-alongs I went on before I became a cop was at East LA Station. I wish I remembered the deputy's name. And we got in pursuit that night.
Did you? It's like, I'm in, man. In the pursuit, you're in.
And then Jeff went, but he was with a different deputy.
Oh, you guys went out the same night?
Same watch.
All Jeff want to do is get choco tacos from Taco Bell. I love Jeff. I want to get him in here.
Yeah,
again.
get him in here.
I'll get him in here. But thanks for sitting down again, brother. I
Definitely.
appreciate it. Anything you want to pass on? Anything new?
No,
Nothing new since
just
the last-
keep doing what you're doing because this younger generation is absorbing this.
I appreciate it. Do you think there's anything I should lean on more towards them? Anything that you see?
The window theory.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. That thing's going crazy.
Go back to school when they have an opportunity. Right.
Yeah.
A whiff them. What's in it for myself? Right? Go back to school for themselves. Definitely.
Well, come on back again. I'm going to do you and Jeff Domingo, man.
Someone on that side. I know he's going to win.
Well, I'm sorry. I forgot, dude. I wasn't supposed to invite you back. You fuckers went on vacation and didn't invite me. I'm sorry.
To the wedding.
Wait, you jerks went on vacation and didn't invite me. I would have went on vacation. You could have gone to the wedding, bro. The pictures look cool. It was cool. You had a good time?
I had a great time.
When you went on the military one, I was really pissed.
Yeah.
When Jeff went on that one, he didn't invite me to that one either. I don't think me and Jeff are friends now that I think about it.
In the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. That's what he told me.
And then we went to a small island, like a beach resort we had to fly over there. And then I went to Japan and I also stopped in Singapore on the way back. So it was a great little trip.
Got my number, brother. Thanks for coming out, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much for the invite.
Thank you.